Hello guys, and welcome to another Bedroom Guru with me, Nikki Allen. We've got a bit of a twist today, and I will be talking a bit quieter, so I hope you'll be able to hear me. It's a bit of a personal thing, but I thought I'd share it with you because I think this might help other people as well, especially if you're an animal lover and a dog lover. Unfortunately, Mia was taken into doggy hospital Thursday, and she was only let out yesterday just to have a day with me, and then she's going back in again on Monday. And breaks your heart, doesn't it? Breaks your heart. Any dog lover, well, it's not even dog, she's my baby. And as you'll know, if you've know about my journey or read about my book, you'll know that she's my life, and Teddy is. Look at him up there, guarding away. They basically kept me alive, and so I intend to keep her alive. They've found high calcium in her blood, and bladder stones, and all of her symptoms are going towards something called hypercalcemia, which means that she's got raised calcium levels in her blood. Now, it could mean that there is a tumour on her parathyroid gland, and they don't know if it's benign or malignant. She's very poorly, as you can see. Oh, there she is. And I thought I might be able to help anybody else who's worried about their pets that are poorly. So I'm just going to run you through all of the spiritual and holistic therapies that I've got going for Mia. Obviously, she's on her drugs and stuff, but I'm just going to give you a lowdown of what I do, which may be able to help you with a pet. Okay, so funnily enough, I can't show you because she's laying on it. But first of all, where she sleeps, I place crystals around her. She's actually laying at the moment, which is really interesting. This is really interesting, right? Because I've got a smoky quartz, which is responsible for taking negative energy and illnesses out of the body. And the parathyroid gland obviously sits near the thyroid gland in the throat. And she's actually laying on the crystal quartz, on the smoky quartz, right on her throat. How weird is that? So hopefully that would work its magic while she's laying there. Next to her also, I've just got a lump of turquoise, don't ask me why. Just knew I needed to add that because that's my healing guides, Khan's input. So I've got turquoise, which again is a massive healing stone. I've got my selenite one that I actually healed my old dog Mina's tumour with. So I've got that here. And on the other side, I don't want to reach across, so I've got an amethyst, which is obviously, the general healing stone for everything, really. So they're the crystals I'm using for at the moment, okay? What I do, I give her 3 sessions a day, and the selenite wand, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Can you see the light reflecting off it? Can you see that light there? So I basically send that all around her body, and then as the light reflects onto her skin, I imagine it going right in and dissipating all of the calcium in her blood and breaking down whatever the problem is around the parathyroid gland. So I do that with a selenite wand. Also, if you've heard about my journey, and you would have most probably read about it in my book, Me, Myself and I've also got the Pope's private font holy water. And so what I've been doing is I've been putting a drop on her chakra points, which you'll know about from my last video. Chakra points, and then infusing them, and it almost feels like it's tingling. And I'm infusing all of her power points to get going and help get rid of whatever is going on in her body. So that's what I'm doing. Also, after I finish with the selenite, I do an invocation and a meditation with the archangels that are responsible for healing pets and animals. Firstly, it's going to be Archangel Ariel. So she's basically the archangel of the animal and plant kingdom. So I ask her to come in on a pink and golden ray. My hands are boiling hot because I've been healing her. And then I ask Archangel Raphael, who is obviously the healing archangel, to come in as well on his brilliant green light. And then I ask Michael to come in to eradicate my feelings and worries and her feelings and worries for why she's poorly. So I then do a meditation. What I've been doing is, because obviously it's my baby, I've been doing a guided meditation that I just found off of YouTube, but it has inspired me to do one. So I will be doing one on how to, heal your pets and get them rested. Amazingly, after the last session, she hasn't eaten a thing. Amazingly, she got up after the last session, ate a little plate of chicken, had a drink, and then went out and had a wee. So it must have done something to shift something, within her. Also, now be aware, there is a list of the ones that I know, because I use them, and I think, I better not when they're about, is cloves, oregano, and there's one more. But anyway, look at the list of the things that aren't great, the essential oils that aren't great for animals. However, the ones I'm going to tell you about now, essential oils, are for relaxation, dropping anxiety, and this is also a useful recipe for if you get dogs that are, get separation anxiety, or firework night or anything like that. But I've made up another little spritzer. This one is basically distilled water I've used for this one, so it's like a light spritzer for her. And I've put in frankincense, 2 drops, cedar oil or cedar wood, 2 drops, citronella, 2 drops, and 3 drops of lavender. Okay, if it doesn't smell really strong, just add 1 more of each. If you research it, there are other essential oils that do help animals, but that's my go-to at the moment: cedar oil, citronella, lavender, and frankincense. Okay, so what I've done is I've lightly don't spray it around their head, obviously, to go from the chest downwards. Okay, so I've just done a light little spritz and then just given her a nice little stroke, and it seemed, look, she's sleeping away, it's calmed her down. So she's not getting any anxiety with how she's feeling. She's obviously in a lot of pain, and she's just obviously knackered. You know what it's like being in hospital. You go there to get well, and they're like, "We did do your bloods. We're going to do your blood pressure at 6 o'clock in the morning." Like, Jesus. So I'm glad she's at home, and I hope she can come back home again tomorrow, because she's got further blood tests. All the money's ticking up. Oh my God, I'm going to have to sell my house. I'm joking. So they're the diffusers I use. So the archangels, as I say, Ariel for the animal kingdom, Raphael for healing, and Michael for eradicating any worry. Now, interestingly enough, if you recall, one of my last videos, it was exactly a month ago, was when I had a dream. When I met loads of spirit people, and I was with my dad and my mum. And my dad said it's the kidneys. All right, hang on a minute, I've got to move a bit. My back's killing me. And so he basically said it's the kidneys. Now I thought he meant me. All right. So I'm thinking it's a bit weird because I've got any kidney problems. But amazingly, her kidneys are under pressure, and obviously there's an issue there, because it's connected to the parathyroid and obviously the bladder stones. So I think because he thought that I'd been so much crisis about this, and believe me, I'd lost the plot a bit 2 days ago, but then I remember the dream, and he said it's the kidneys, but he was smiling the whole way through it. So I really do feel whatever happens, she's going to be okay. Also, I did 3 tarot cards yesterday. I just said, look, just put me out of my misery. What am I looking at here? Because obviously, when it's personal, my instinct says, "Oh my God, it's cancer, it's cancer," and you can't get an individual thing on it. Do you know what I mean? No matter how much ability you've got, you can't get it when it's a personal issue to you. And the first card was the Wheel of Fortune, which is great. It's fortune. It's all coming around. It's all good. Next one was the Sun, which is a positive, most positive card in the deck, and it's Major Arcana again. Then another Major Arcana card, which was Magician, which is manifesting positivity, manifesting hope. So rather than, at the beginning, personally, I was crying my eyes out thinking she's going to die. And now my whole energy's changed now that this is just a blip and we're going to get her well. And that's what mindset you need to have. Okay, if you've got any animals that are really poorly, that's the mindset you've got to have. You will be well. This is a hiccup. You are made of light, Mia, and you can eradicate this from your light system. That's what I keep telling her. And the souls do hear us, you know, so talk to them. Talk to them. They will hear. Their soul will understand from one soul to another what your intent is and what you're telling them to do. You are telling them to get well. You are telling them to heal whatever's going on within inside them. Okay? And at the end of the day, you know, she's still laying on that smoky quartz. Amazing, isn't it? No matter what happens, I'm doing the very best I can to heal her and bring her back to health. And I just was sitting here thinking, so many of you must be in like crisis when this happens, because they are our babies at the end of the day, aren't they? And so I just thought, you know, at least we've got some practical, spiritual and holistic tools here to make us feel like we're doing something. There is nothing worse than chucking pills down their throat and hoping they're going to be all right. Do you know what I mean? And so by gaining a mental and spiritual control over it, I think it really helps. As I say, it was amazing because I put up animal healing meditation. The first one come up was for Archangel Ariel, Archangel Raphael and Michael, all three of them. I'm like, oh my God, perfect. It was the first one that come up. I can't play it now because obviously I'll get done for it. I'm not allowed to play it, am I? On here. But yeah, that's what I'm doing at the moment. You may not have any holy water. That's just an addition, you know. I've only used, the last time I opened this was when I used it on Mina's tumour. So, yeah, it's very precious to me, that is. And it's, as I say, it's all things to gain control over something that you've got no control over. You know, you're helpless, aren't you? You're just watching them, hoping they're okay. So yeah, and the other thing I did as well is remote healing is very powerful, you know. And so if any of you follow me on Facebook, you'll know that I've asked for healing on there. So all that love and all that thought and all that prayer from hundreds and hundreds of people, I know works as well. I absolutely know it works as well. And so if you could just spare a thought for her. I don't ask for a lot, but if you could just spare a thought for my baby girl and just send love, that would be really lovely. I think that's all I've got to say really on it. That's what I'm doing for at the moment. And then every time I have like 5 minutes of quiet in my mind, I go, you're well, Mia. It's all leaving you. You're well. So statement that as well whenever you think of it. All right, because again, it's another way of positive reinforcement that the energy needs to dissipate from her body or their body, whoever you're dealing with. I think cats are different with essential oils. You might have to check that. But I'm sure the oils that I've just mentioned are safe for cats as well. Just check it for me though. And we'll see how we go. At the moment, she's asleep and calm, and resting on the smoky quartz. What I will say with this is you can also put this in a water diffuser if you've got a diffuser. But what I also did yesterday, you can put it on the dog bedding or your pet's bedding, or you know, she's been shivering. Excuse me, I've got a hiccup. Something else about. She's been shivering, so I've put a jumper on, and so I sprayed a bit of that yesterday. What I also did is I put some of it in my hands and then just stroked it through her fur, so that it infuses through the fur into the skin. And obviously, you can now hear her snoring again, which I love hearing. And especially you, Antoinette, you always mention it. About, sorry I'm tired because I was like watching a lot of Hawk last night. But yeah, as long as I hear her snoring, that makes me happy. And I know that's a normal thing you hear on these videos, but to hear it is good because it means she's really rested and she's not in any anxiety or pain, and she's just like chilling out. So I thought I'd share that with you, just in case any of you find yourself in a predicament where you're really worried about your pets, because they are our lives, aren't they, for a lot of people, especially empaths and elementals and sensitives. Animals to us are more than just a fluff ball. So I'm going to leave her to it now and let her have a restful sleep. And then when I feel it's right, I'll give her some more healing. In respect of the healing, all you have to do is, as I say, go with a guided meditation on YouTube for animal healing, or even if you're just stroking them, just imagine green and pink light coming out of your hands, and look at the area that you know that the problem is, and then just imagine it just going into golden glitter, just disappearing out of the body. Okay? So, I'll love you and leave you for the time being. Please send healing thoughts to my baby girl. I'll speak to you again very soon. God bless. Carry on doing good things. Bye now.